Are you in the second game now? The second game review? Haha, in 15. Um, Usually you continue like this. This is better. You could also play here. Maybe this as well. And for me, when you play here, I was thinking that the best move was this. And according to AI, I think it's the second best move. Not the blow spot, but the second best. I think you should extend. You can continue. Um, you have this letter, so it should be fine. I was satisfied with this because your wall is not actually a wall, it's more like a weak group, and it's facing nothing. It's facing the center. You won't be able to close the A area, so it should be, I think it should be good for me. Um, Maybe the best you can try is do this and maybe sacrifice a part of the group, but this is still like too open. I can just approach here, and I already took the cash around A, and if I'm strong with B, the RG around C uh, is diminished a bit. But when you connect and I extend, I think my shape is even more flawless. So I think it's easier for me. And all of your A stones are connected. So if you wanna live with them later on, you're gonna have to live with all of them because you can't disconnect them anymore. This is nice, but maybe you should play something like this to try to stay connected in the center. I think it's already good for black, but if you go from below, um, when I get this A move, the RG around B is very small. So my corner is big and healthy. I don't need to worry too much now. But this was a nice idea to counter pincer me because the game now becomes complicated. Many cameras here from us both. I wonder if I should have cut at some points. Maybe cut here now, because then I just profit. Um, the issue was what happens if you, for example, push here now, because if I block, now you can push. And then I can't do this, right? I'm gonna die. So I wouldn't be able to block. I would need to play here. And then you can on it. Um, I could do this. Then maybe you do this. And in my, what did I gain here? I didn't gain anything. So I cut at A. It's you're out with B, and I still have so many weaknesses with CD, and I didn't really surround E at all. So this isn't a good idea. Sorry. Okay, this is also a good idea. When you come up, there's a potential wedge here. I want to keep applying pressure, but this might have backfired a bit because my group around the center has so many cutting points, and this A group is also not that strong. So I don't know about all this. It might have backfired. I protected like this. I don't know if this was better, for example, or just playing elsewhere, like maybe continuing this attack. Because even though you can play A, it's kind of painful for you. Not painful, but it's not too big. And if you need to, like, let's say this happens and you cut here, it's a lot of damage on the A stone, so not good. However, I was also worrying about, let's say I try this. When you play here, um, it starts. Well, it's kind of a gamble on both sides, from both sides, from white and from black. Black is saying, "Oh, I capture A. If I capture A, the game is over." White is saying, "Okay, you can try to capture A, but if I capture C while taking everything on the bottom here, um, then the game is not over. I have a lot as well." Um, I don't think this works very well for white because A is much bigger than C, and the territory around C is very, very open. The question is, are there any counterattacks around the cutting points here? If there are, then maybe B is better, but I don't know. That's why I protected. Here, maybe you could think about this. The issue with one is that at some point I can play here, and you're gonna need to connect. And there might be some agi here. Maybe I can play this, try to kill you at some point. Um, I was still afraid of you playing. Um, maybe you Atari once, anyways, and then you play this. Then if I play here and you cut through, now it's a little bit different because I'm stronger on the outside and your shape is worse on the outside. Maybe you do this still. I'm probably gonna need a move here. Then maybe you try to escape. Maybe you try to escape like this. Hmm. So maybe this isn't so good for me. However, here I can keep on trying to attack. Maybe this is better actually. I can still try to attack you like this. You lived well. I was um trying to figure out what happens if you play here. Um, you can probably not save the A stone. However, the B honey is gonna be painful. There is a chance you might connect to the C stone, to the C group. Let's say I play here. Um, Now you can honey, and then yeah, just connect maybe. If I protect, then you can maybe connect, and I can still cut you, but um, you have stuff like this to annoy me. Yeah, this destroys a lot of territory for me, so maybe it wasn't the best for me to cut still. I don't know. Later, why didn't you? You should try this, no? If you do this, then I don't know what happens actually. Um, Maybe you capture something. Maybe I'll capture this in a large scale while I'll capture B because it's difficult for me to hold both actually. I think. Um, Maybe it's okay still, but there are some problems here, right? You can cut me. It's tough to say who wins liberty races here because you don't have that many liberties actually. So maybe this is still okay for me. But if you play something like this, I'm gonna want to come back and then you can push. Can you hold this? That's the question. Maybe not. But there is a lot of Aji here, a lot of complications. If you should try anyways. So this is the um this is the part of the game. Um well, hmm, when you reach this sort of moments in the game, at least pause a bit and try to think if A works. If you're losing already, you should try it anyways if it doesn't work. But if the game is close, then pause for a bit. I think you had a lot of time on the clock for this game because you were playing quickly. So when you reach this cutting point at 8, um, think if it is possible because it's not easy for me to answer either. I would like to answer like this, but then it might be very complicated. Maybe I capture you on a larger scale, but now it's looking easier for you to cut my other group off. Or maybe not. Maybe it's still okay. I don't know. But yeah, you should try. Do you have any questions for this game? And here it's also bigger for you to try to delete my center instead of trying to keep on holding for this territory. I can do many things here. Maybe I'll capture. Maybe I'll end up capturing B, but it's smaller than you adding stones in the center, like C.